Namaskar, Adab, Sat Sri Akal. Welcome to my channel Continuous Learning. I am Kishan and we are back again with another video. If you find the content meaningful, do not forget to like the video and subscribe to my channel. Feel free to share the videos with your friends. So without wasting any further time, let us begin. So friends, continuing on a journey of understanding lean tools, I have already discussed about Kaizen, Pokayoke, PDCA and 5S in my earlier videos. The link to these videos would be mentioned in the description section below. Today, in this video, we would be talking about 8 wastes of lean. This is another concept in lean manufacturing. Earlier it was termed as 7 wastes of lean, but now it is termed as 8 wastes of lean. So in this video, we will discuss in detail about this topic. So friends, today in this video, we would basically be focusing on 4 major aspects. 1. What is waste? 2. The classification of waste in terms of value addition and non-value addition. 3. Different types of waste that exist in any manufacturing industry. And 4. How can we eliminate waste in any organization? So these are the 4 aspects on which we would be discussing in this video. Before we move ahead in the video to understand the lean waste, we need to understand about 3M. 3M basically is a summarization of the wasteful practices which happen in any kind of organization. So let us understand what exactly 3M is. So 3M basically is a Japanese word where each M indicates something. So the first M is Muda, which in English means wastefulness. The second M is Mura, which in English means imbalance. And the third M is Muri, which means overload. So the original 7 waste was developed by Taiichi Ohno, who was a chief engineer at Toyota. But later on, when the concept of waste or the concept of lean manufacturing was adopted in the Western world, an additional waste was added. So the 7 lean wastes were converted into 8 lean wastes. Let us discuss on some basics. So as discussed earlier in the video, Muda basically means waste, and waste is anything which does not add value to my process or to my organization. So we can term waste as NVA or non-value addition activities. So activity can be termed or can be classified into 2 main heads. One is the set of activities which adds value to the product or process, so they are value addition activities, and the second is non-value added activities. So again, the non-value added activities can be divided into 2 parts, ENVA and type 2 category or the waste category. So ENVA basically is the essential non-value added category. That means these activities are essential for any organization, but they do not add value. For example, if we are doing testing or inspection in the process, that does not add value to the product we are producing, but it is only assuring or ensuring that the material I am producing is as per customer requirement. So that is an essential NVA. So any organization has to do it. And the second category is the type 2 category, which we also term as waste, which is neither adding any value nor helping us assure our products and processes. So if we have want to look a overview of the entire processes, so mostly 85% of the activities we do are non-value added activities, and only 5 to 10% activities of the total activities are value addition activities. Hence, it becomes very important for every organization to figure out all the NVAs and focus on reducing them so that the value addition can increase. So in this video, we would basically be focusing on type 2 category or the waste category which exists in any kind of organization. So all the categories can be combinedly abbreviated as TIMWOODS. This is an abbreviated form to memorize all kinds of waste that exist in any kind of organization. Now let us elaborate what exactly TIM Woods mean. So T stands for transportation, I stands for inventory, M stands for motion, W stands for waiting, O stands for overproduction, the second O stands for overprocessing, D stands for defects, and N and S stands for non-utilized skill. So that abbreviation is just a way to help us memorize this concept easily. So these are the 8 wastes that exist in any kind of the industry. So now we will discuss about each kind of waste in detail. So the first waste was transportation. So what basically is a transportation waste? So movement of material that does not add value to the process is termed as transportation waste. It is very costly because any organization will bear losses which are linked with time and machine involved during transportation process. This will also result in delays. This will also lead to handling damages during multiple movements inside the work premises or the factory. And this will also result in addition of non-value added steps in the process. So there are many reasons behind it. Some of the reasons are: 1. The improper layout in the plant or a zigzag layout, and second, improper production planning or material planning will result in multiple movement between 2 specific processes or 2 specific departments. Moving on to the second category of waste, which is inventory. So inventory is anything that doesn't fulfill customer need and is excessive, is a waste for us. So what are the drawbacks of inventory? Number 1, it reduces the storage space. Number 2, it adds to the cost because I am holding a lot of material inside my plant. It may be raw material, it may be work in progress material, or it may be FG material. Third, the shelf life of the material may expire and that material will become unfit for usage. And then we would be needing extra sources or extra resources to manage the inventory. So some of the causes are: 1, planning for production downtime. So we usually, what we do is we'll create some inventory to make sure that even if there is a production downtime, our supplies to the customer do not get hampered. Second, we usually take some inventory as a cushion to compensate the poor quality we produce. And third, the production delays or the planning delays are generally compensated by creating some inventory. So this kind of a waste would be existing in any kind of organization and results in huge losses. So let us move to the next category of waste. It is related to motion related waste. Let us discuss in detail. So motion waste basically includes all those movements either of a machine or a man which are more complicated or difficult than absolutely necessary. They can also be termed as unnecessary movement by man, example walking, bending, stretching, reaching or moving. This kind of a waste can cause harm to equipment, product or employee. For example, I am sitting down doing an activity or an operation and I continuously have to bend down to pick up parts or stretch to pick up parts. So this in turn will make me feel exhausted, tired and will impact my efficiency. So all losses which are linked to such kind of situations are clubbed under this particular category. So some of the many causes are: 1, improper layout, improper process layout. Second, equipments are not near the production location. Third, material not stored at ergonomic positions. So all the losses due to these causes or these situations are clubbed under this category of waste. Moving on to the next category, that is waste related to waiting. Let us discuss in detail. So waste time or wasted time waiting for next step in a process or a previous step in a process to complete results in losses. So this is clubbed under or termed under waiting losses. So operators and equipment at one step of the process end up at a standstill or a waiting position for the second process to catch up. So eliminating this waste or such kind of waste makes our processes more efficient and helps us save time and money. Some of the many causes are improper line balancing and second is improper planning. So these are the two major type of causes which result in losses due to waiting. So let's move on to the next category, which is overproduction. So let us discuss in detail about overproduction kind of waste. So production that is more than needed or before it is needed falls under this particular category. This is one of the worst waste since it may lead to other waste and also hides the need for improvement. This happens when production exceeds the customer requirement. So our goal should therefore be to only make what is required and ensure that we make when it is required. Some of the many causes are: 1. We generally overproduce since our changeover times are high. Second, when the customer's demand is not consistent, in one month it may go high, in the another month it may go low, so this may result in overproduction. Third, we have a single source of a supplier, so we usually tend to overproduce to make sure that if this supplier fails to deliver a particular supply, our supplies to the customer do not get hampered. So these are some of the many causes which result into any organization overproducing. So all these kind of waste are termed under overproduction wastes. Let us move to the next category of waste, which is overprocessing. Let us discuss in detail. So overprocessing waste is basically putting more work or higher quality than it is required by the customer. So our goal should be to only do the amount of processing which is both useful and necessary and not more than that. Basically in multiple organizations it happens. For example, in a plastic industry, we would allocate a lot of manpower in reworking the flashes in the plastic parts, but we would not focusing on getting the tool repaired. So this is not adding value to the product. So all such kind of losses are clubbed under this particular category. So some of the many reasons are: 1. Improper training, which results in such situations, and this is basically improper training results in lack of awareness, and this lack of awareness results in a situation where we would be in a need to overprocess. And second, the poor quality of material that we produce results in multiple reworks or rejections, hence overprocessing. Let us discuss about the next category of waste, which is defect. We will discuss in detail. So defect is waste due to efforts caused by rework, scrap or incorrect information. The waste of defect includes quality errors that invariably cost us more than what we expect, such as each defective product necessitates more rework or replacement, wasting resources, time, material, and can also lead to lost customers. So this is also very dangerous. So some of the many causes which results into this kind of a waste is: 1. Unskilled manpower in the production area. 2. When our processes are not stable and frequently result into defective parts. And third, our CTQs are not properly defined. So this may result in waste clubbed under defect category. Let us move to the last category of the 8 wastes we identified. This is skill or the non-utilized skill. Let us discuss in detail about this. This basically is the waste of human potential. In some organization, management's responsibility is to plan, organize, control and innovate the process. Employee just has to follow orders. By not engaging the main frontline workers and not using their knowledge and expertise to the full potential, we may not be able to identify and solve the problem in a proper manner. This will result in a lot of losses. All these losses are clubbed under these categories. Hence, we should focus on utilizing the full potential of our frontline workers. Now, we have discussed about all the 8 wastes of lean management. We need to identify and eliminate them as well. So how should we do that? Let us go step by step for this. So step number 1, we first need to accept and recognize that waste exists in my process. Second, we should have an effective method to identify them. So value stream mapping is one of the best methods for this. Third, we use value stream mapping and work backwards from end customer to the start of production process. During this phase, we document all the instances of the 8 wastes in the processes and further develop a plan to fix them or eliminate them. Then we keep continuing challenging our team to find out more waste and continuously improve our processes. During this time, we engage with frontline workers and elicit their ideas for improvement. As our team begins with reduced efficiencies, they'll gain more and more confidence in their problem solving capabilities, and over time they will reduce waste, and this activity will become a part of their daily routine. So if we follow these steps in the same sequence, we would be able to identify all the waste and parallelly we would be able to fix them. Hence our efficiencies would improve and our losses would reduce or would drastically go down. So friends, this is it for today's video. Thank you for watching. I believe you would have understood the concept of 8 wastes of lean manufacturing. If you find the content meaningful, do not forget to like the video and subscribe to my channel. Also, do not forget to hit the bell icon to stay tuned to the latest updates on the channel. Feel free to share the videos with your friends. You may also follow us on Instagram and Facebook. So see you again with another video. Till then, take care.